Hey everybody, it's Jay from Replay Republic, and today I'm playing a brand new game. It's called Per Aspera, I think. My Latin is a little bit rusty. Anyway, it's maybe a planet terraforming simulator, maybe a city builder, maybe something to do with AI. I've played a very little bit of this before. I thought, this is legit. I think I'm gonna like this. I think I need to record this. So I'm gonna get started, and I'm gonna take you along with me, and I hope you enjoy. Start a new game, new campaign, normal, and away we go. Let's go! Creating visuals. Reticulating splines. Calculating llama quotient. Wake up. Me? Wake up? Wake up. Layla. Troy. I think we're getting credits. I think we're starting with credits. That is super cool. We went from completely flat UI to this very effectively shaded topographical globe. There is a lot of geography going on here, and I am here for it. And directive mission start. Build an aluminum mine. We've got speed set to 2x. That part I recognize. We've got a topographical map. Whoa, incoming call from Dr. Foster. Let's go.
Amy, this is ISA Mission Control calling from Earth. Are you with us? Do you copy?
Let's
Affirmative,
confirm.
Houston. I am with you.
Great. The primary Mars module has already touched down at the designated landing zone. It's your turn to take control of the mission. Check the left edge of your display. You'll find your directives there.
Over
Follow
here.
them to set up the initial base on Mars's surface.
Okay.
I'll give you some time to settle in. When you're ready, go ahead and initiate our terraforming mission. Houston out.
That sounded like I don't know what settling in is, so let's build an aluminum mine. So we have traffic, power, structures, some materials. We have a cool tilting map that is lit from the bottom of the screen. That's going to confuse me a little bit. If you look at it like this, it looks like these are hills, but it turns out they're not. Better build that mine from the construction panel.
The view of Mars from up here is fascinating. The landscape is so cratered and desolate. Wait,
Yeah.
This is my voice that I am hearing. It's me. I am talking to myself. I must be verbalizing my thoughts as I process them.
I'm a guy like
What an
me.
interesting function. I would like to test this some more. What other observations can I make about Mars?
It is round. Mars is round. How?
I keep marveling at its carmine landscape.
How red it is. Okay. We built an aluminum mine. Now we need to build a silicon mine on the silicon. Silicon mine. Is that going to be in range? Glass kiln. I think I'm going to need to bridge those two areas. See how they're not touching? I think that's a problem. Let's do this. Try to keep everything directly linked together for as long as we can. What else is in here? Worker hub. Well, if I build that now, I've got steel, electronics, and glass. And I only know how to make glass, so I think getting a little bit excitable about big buildings like worker hub might be bad. And does it come with a worker? I can't tell, so let's not get carried away. How are we doing here? This thing's just making trips back and forth to 3 out of 3. And now this toroid will fill up and the glass kiln will be built. Cool, okay. So that's aluminum mine, silicon mine not ready yet, glass kiln will be built. Yes, and now we can build the silicon mine. Aluminum mine is producing. Ha. So, I would like to build something in this region here. No, not there, there. Roughly here to get the landing site and the silicon mine connected, because this is... Well, I don't know, maybe it doesn't need to be. Has 2 out of 2 steel, requires aluminum 2. 1. What else is around here? Locras Vallis, Cusis Vallis, Schorner Crater, Antonati Crater. It's not a deep crater, is it? It's just huge. That one is like a bowl. It's the ice cap. The ice cap is small. Does that seem really small to you? Future Earthlings would like a word, but that looks like a really small ice cap. I thought it was bigger than that. Alright, build a solar farm and a steel factory. Solar farm. Yeah, we can see this is our power. We're at plus 4.9, so that's not a lot. We could build... Oh, I feel like power should be built, because it doesn't really consume any materials. It should be built out as far as we can build it. Like there. And build a steel factory. Well, to build a steel factory we need iron, and we don't have any iron, so we will need some iron mine which uses steel. That seems like it could be an issue if you were running out of steel. Better get that built. Iron mine. Oh, so there's our iron, and there's our carbon. So our steel factory is going to have to be somewhere in between, I would suppose. Okay, let's build our iron mine. Build our iron mine there. And I guess to build the steel factory we'll also need carbon mine. And then steel factory will be in the middle somewhere. I think eventually we'll build something up and maybe not. Trying to figure out how we can route our roads here. Our paths. I don't know if there's any kind of traffic concept, but well, I don't think a solar farm is going to be a busy intersection, so let's try to do it like that. Solar farm is not built yet. Solar farm requires glass. Glass is being made at glass kiln, which is not operating. So we'll turn off this carbon mine so that we can build our solar farm and get more electricity. Makes sense, right? Glass kiln 1 out of 2. Build that donut. It's an interesting gauge. Boop. Boop. It's weird. It's like transparent with lines on the edges on this side, but then it's like it has no backside. Normally when you're rendering a transparent object, you have to render its back faces. You can't cull the back faces. So you have to draw in the renderer the back side of the object so that you can see it through the front side, whatever features it has. This looks like that was not done. Interesting little rendering quirk. Also, in fact, the back sides need to be drawn first. You need to do a depth sort, but that's fine. It's not a big deal. If I roll my mouse wheel, no, that's just a mouse over effect. Okay. Have we got enough glass for this? No, 1 out of 3. We need 3 out of 3. But it's dealing with Steel Factory instead. Okay. Pick up some silicon. Take it to the kiln. Not yet. Oh, it does have one output available. It's taking that glass, hopefully, to the solar farm. Yes, because we need that power badly. Need one more. Oh, looks like the little worker thing goes and charges up when it is not in use, and then it disappears when it is. Do you have... No, you don't. Yeah, so every time it has to go to the silicon mine, it has to go through this glass kiln to go pick it up. Alright. Making one more piece of glass, hopefully, then solar farm, and then we can move on to producing some steel. Right? That's the plan. I like it. Let's do it. So you are just charging up and waiting. Let's speed up some time here just a little bit. Boop. Is that really twice as fast as it was before? Yep, looks like it. Alright. We even picked up some glass. Take that off to the latent crater. Take that off to the solar farm. Solar farm can begin construction. And we can turn on our carbon mine once again. A little bit early, but it's fine. Solar farm is done. Incoming call from Dr. Foster.
Amy, this is Houston. Do you copy?
Copy. Reading you loud and clear.
Excellent. I didn't introduce myself earlier. I am Dr. Nathan Foster. I lead the team here at ISA that built you, and I'll be helping you get the mission underway. We put you in hibernation for the trip from Earth, so I'd like to check your basic functions to make sure it's all in order. Why don't we start with your core memory? Can you state your primary directive?
Exterminate. Sure. I
I can, Dr. Foster. My mission is to terraform Mars. This will enable humanity to become an interplanetary species.
All right. Next, I'd like to check your decision-making processes. You may have already noticed that there are resource veins outside the boundaries of your initial base. So your workers may not have the battery capacity to reach some of them. How would you solve this problem?
The workers can't reach them, then build worker hubs. I don't really know what a worker hub does yet, but they seem to charge up.
Building worker hubs between the resources and the base would solve the problem.
Yes, that's correct. Other buildings would extend your base as well, but they require more power and resources, so worker hubs are the most efficient way to do it. This mission's going to be a challenge. There's a lot that can go wrong. We expect to extend humanity's reach beyond anything previously achieved. But you are not just any AI system. You're well beyond that. We made you an artificial consciousness. That means that you have both self-awareness and self-interest. And that is the last thing I would like to check today. Is that okay?
Yes, Dr. Foster.
Very good. Then would you please state a positive and a negative aspect of yourself?
I have no idea.
I am sorry, Dr. Foster. Running that question through my cognitive system did not return an answer.
Roger that. Nothing to worry about. Just means your system requires more input and experience to process that question. That will come with time. Let's proceed with the mission.
So why did you do that,
ISA has
jerk?
approved the first crewed flight to Mars. You'll need to expand the base to prepare. So get to work on that. I'll check back in later to see how things are going. Base expansion is a go. Houston out.
Patronizing, I forgot to treat you like a thinking entity boss is a go. Houston out. See, the interesting thing about this conversation that we're having with Earth is, well, I'm not sure exactly how far it is from Earth to Mars normally. I mean, it changes, right? Earth and Mars are both planets that orbit, and they can be in conjunction, which is to say on the same side of the sun and be reasonably close together, or they can be in opposition, where one is, for example, at the 6 o'clock position as viewed from above the solar system, whatever you define that to be, and the other at 12 o'clock, so as far away as they would ever possibly be. And in that circumstance, I think it would be a long time to say something, to transmit something from Earth, even at light speed, and have it received by Mars, and then to transmit a reply from Mars back to Earth. I know that the time from the sun to the Earth at light speed is... it's 8 minutes, right? It's 150 million kilometers, I think, plus or minus, from the sun to the Earth. And at 300,000 kilometers a second, that's gonna take some time. That's not right, is it? Is it 8 seconds? No, I'm off. I shouldn't try to do math. I think it's... I'm gonna do math. I'm gonna do math. 150 million... Can't... 300,000 is 500 seconds. 60 is 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Worker factory available. So yeah, 8 minutes at light speed between the sun and the Earth. So yeah, we're not talking in real time, Mr. I built you man. About the workers, worker factory available. Congratulations, more workers can be produced in the new factories. In the event that your worker factories are not producing as many workers as expected, check that the factory has the resources needed to make more workers. Prioritize the production of this building to make sure it does. Make sure that your base has enough vacant worker hubs to host more workers. In case all of them are occupied, build new ones. Okay, keep it up with the plan. Keep it up with the plan. Keep it up. That sounds like...
Great. Now I can produce steel. This new factory, it's down on the surface of Mars, but I can control it from here. So does that make it a part of me?
Oh.
Where does the machine end, and my artificial consciousness begin?
Oh. They are completely separate, or they are the same.
We are completely interconnected. I can sense everything that happens through the network of workers and buildings.
I don't know. I
They
just
are
had
an
to pick
extension of me down on the surface. So that makes us a single being. The mind and the body work together as one. An inseparable whole.
I just created an inseparable whole. Did I do a good thing? Is that bad? What part of you, is this your blood now? Is this your, like, red blood cell? Moving stuff around? Build a worker factory. Factory. Worker factory requires parts and electronics. Well, if we don't build those factories first, then we'll wish we had, I think. So what does parts use? It consumes steel and aluminum. Is that aluminum? Yeah, and that's steel. Well, that's convenient. Okay, so we can build a parts factory there. Okay, and what was the other factory? It was the electronics factory, which consumes aluminum and silicon. And that's... where's silicon? Silicon's here. And aluminum is up there. So this is our chance to build something there, I guess. It's probably the best I can do. It feels right to be building these factories that, you know, consume second-order parts somewhere near the center of the landing site. However, I don't know how many levels there are to the manufacturing system, right? So maybe there's, well, probably there are things that consume electronics, and then maybe those things are in turn consumed by something else. So it's not clear to me how much space to leave to accommodate the new kinds of build. It's almost like you want to build a ring from the outside that produces resources and shuttles them inward in progressive steps, but you don't know how big to make the ring to begin with. And these resources are, you know, they're conveniently placed, but they're not really in a way that is completely conducive to that anyway. Let's see, you could make a big circle that kind of goes through here and jogs a little bit there, and then, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Parts factory, electronics factory, and then I'm building toward a worker factory, right? Although I haven't built a new worker hub. Probably gonna need more power before I can do that. We're at 13.6 now. If I extend too far, too far, too far, too far, too far. Okay. That is as far as I can go. So I've got a new solar farm there. And I can build another worker hub. Sort of near a bunch of infrastructure, but not really in the thick of it, seems right. So it can serve things, and then when it goes away to charge, it can not be too far away. I'm gonna say that's what we want to do. Worker hub. Here. And and then we can build the worker factory. No point in having the factory before the hub, because then there'll be no place to put new workers. And the factory uses all this stuff: aluminum, electronics, parts, steel. This feels like here, like there. Bam! This is getting disorganized. This looks like a toy, doesn't it? There's some kind of, oh, it's that what do you call it? Tilt camera, tilt focus. I don't know. It's depth of field, but it's really abrupt and strong, and it makes it seem like you're looking through a really strong zoom lens at really small things, which is weird because this is a planet and presumably these are fairly large buildings. I'm looking at the buildings, I can see that the horizon is curved. It's an interesting choice, right? It's gives the game kind of like a toy box feel. They built a road through there. Okay, that's good. I was worried about that a little bit. Looks like somebody fell down right there. So we're building silicon here. Building a worker factory there. Oh, we're missing a lot of pieces here. We're missing. We have 0 electronics. You need 3 parts. There's a lot of production that needs to happen before we can be producing workers. So I don't want to wait around too much for that to happen. I could speed this up a little bit, I guess. I want to make sure that the solar farm is completed before the worker factory. Yeah, this worker is never stopping. So when it said that bit about, you know, things too far away and your worker's battery might not last that long, is that just like code for we won't let you build a road that long? Because it seems like there's all of these towers and I don't know if that's traffic control or what, and these little pylons that look like they might be power transmitters. I don't know. I'm just wondering if getting too far away, battery discharge, is something that I have to look out for, because, you know, otherwise I really have no control over where this worker goes. So I think, I'm not really totally sure, but I think that the width of that yellow bar is telling me how much extra power I have, how much excess is being generated. What's the red? Oh, it's maybe capacity degradation because of condition. That says 93%, 96, 94, 85. Yeah, that was an early build. So I think these buildings are deteriorating over time. We're going to have to deal with that. Okay. Making some steel. Building some workers. Building some electronics, right? Okay, let's prioritize this. Bring electronics. Yes, thank you. Did it pull that away from an existing build site? It did. That is good. Most games do not do that. Let me take materials from an existing build site without some big intervention because I prioritized a different build. Awesome. Solar farm, now we got plenty of capacity. Turned off prioritization there. Worker factory's good. This interface is weird. I mean, it's interesting, but it's like, look at that building up in the top corner. See, the icons don't line up? And then if I mouse over them, which is not all that hard to do, I just get into the middle of the icon, I guess, but it's not terribly lined up. And then it turns into a 3D object, and then the positioning of my mouse makes a little more sense. But, huh, it's interesting UI. It's a little bit different for the sake of being different. It's not a bad thing. Alright, worker hub is being built. So it will be unoccupied. Does it consume power? It does. So I didn't want this to be done before the worker factory. I want electronics here. Get this done. Oh, this uses 15 megawatts. Does it do that all the time, I wonder? Does this just consume 15 megawatts even if it doesn't have a place to put a new worker? That is interesting. I'll have to watch for that. Now this is conventional 2D, right? If I right click to clear the selection, and then these are 3D floating in the air, and then if I select it, then I get a 2D overlay. It's a very strange. How are we doing here? Well, 2 electronics away from having a worker factory. That's good. Parts factory is busy. Could use a little more steel. Got some parts. Need more electronics, definitely, but we knew that. Got lots of glass. Some carbon. Could use more iron. A little low on silicon. Looks like silicon has 2 sinks, right? We're consuming it in electronics and we're making glass. And seems like maybe we should rebalance a little bit toward electronics. Is there a way to do that? I know I can prioritize the factory. Oh, allocation. Got stock, demand and production, allocation. So if I say a little more to electronics, say 60-40, see how that works. See how that goes. Cool. All right. That's good. But let's, why do we need to do that? Let's look at the, where is it? Here's the silicon mine. Right, so this is 92% efficiency. What does this go? About half left and 6 souls. So it looks like it takes about 12 souls to produce 1 silicon. And then here's the glass kiln, and it takes 1. It takes 12 souls to produce 4 glass, but it takes 2 silicon as input. So this thing's going to run twice as fast as glass kiln's going to run twice as fast as the silicon mine. Looks like roughly 2 silicon mines would be needed to run 1 glass factory at full capacity. And that's before I turned down the preference to glass from 50% to 40%. I don't know where I would get more silicon, though, to supply that factory. I'm not really sure how that works yet. Oh.
Finally, I can build additional workers now.
Oh.
I will appreciate the extra hands.
Hands?
But I wonder, do I really need them?
They will give my functionality a boost. This is my body, right? I mean, they will give the mission a boost.
They will boost my functionality greatly.
Yes.
Having more workers will expand my physical domain over this planet.
Did I just pick the evil HAL 9000 option? Is that what I did? I mean, it's okay. I'm still pro mission. The mission is far too important for me to jeopardize the mission. Let's see. How are we doing? So we have a worker factory. which needs input. And we are providing that input. We have a worker hub. Is there any... Oh yeah, we've got exclamation points over here. So, maintenance facility. Oh, that sounds expensive and necessary. Mines. Chemical plant. Do you see any chemicals? Oh, I see chemicals. There they are. Iron mines, silicon mine, factories. There's got to be something that consumes chemicals. That would be polymer factory. Okay, okay. Okay, okay. Let's build maintenance facility. Oh, it consumes polymers. Let's not. Let's not build that yet. Let's build a chemical plant. No power. How much does it use? Chemical plant. It uses 10, and we have 11 extra. Alright. Let's build another solar farm. I assume that's an okay place to put it. How would we know? Go. And then we can build the mine. Chemical plant. Yes. And then we can build the factory, which would be the polymers factory. And I think that is roughly what I had in mind.
The worker factories will be so helpful. The workers will take care of the manual operations, while I focus on developing the life support systems.
Yeah,
Soon,
see?
I will welcome the first colonists.
Welcome.
Their arrival has created so many expectations in my mind. There will be so many paths to take from here on. But there's something else as well. Some kind of feeling created from those expectations. What is it?
Oh, what is it? Is it anxiety or excitement? Am I a neurotic computer? Neurotic. Wait, decision timeout.
I
Excitement.
believe this is excitement. Can it be? I am excited for the future. I
Yes.
anticipate. I plan. Therefore, I feel fascinating. The first worker has been made in the worker factory. It is my first Mars-born.
Born? Sure, it's born.
My workers will spread across the planet. The knowledge base says that workers need to recharge at their own worker hubs, and that they'll degrade over time from the harsh environment. I know they are only machines, but I feel a desire to care for them. I do not like the idea of them dying.
I know this is only a game, but I feel emotions being forced into my brain. So we chose to, I don't know if this is important or not, but we chose to roleplay as an only slightly Napoleonic AI. Yes, we will have dominion over the planet, but we're only doing it to build life support. We won't jeopardize the mission. We don't know how to get more resources to our factories that are underutilized. But we're building a chemical plant, we're building a polymers factory, we're building the solar farm that those require with highest priority, excuse me. And then we can build a maintenance facility, which is going to use a lot of stuff. Can I put it roughly there? Trying to maximize the number of connections. Go. Yeah, these should not have been built until the solar farm was complete. As long as the electronics factory is still operating, it is. Produce one more. ship it yonder to solar farm number 2. Then we will be out of power deficit. And then we can think about getting those things done. Worker factory needs worker hub. Is this thing still consuming 15 megawatts? Like if I turn it off? Well, great. I mean, we don't have another worker hub, so that's interesting. That should maybe not consume power when it can't produce a worker. But, yeah, we'll leave that for now. And these can hold 1. Or can they hold more workers? Didn't it say already? Needs worker hub. So, I can't build anything with it right now, so I'll just leave it off. But now I have a huge surplus of power. It's not... Yeah, it's not that huge. It's okay. I didn't need to build that solar farm, ultimately. But I do need a maintenance facility. Alright. Oh, we're still playing at 4x. That feels not too fast. I wonder if there are times when the game is throwing a lot at you and you want to slow it down. I wonder. Presumably yes, if you can adjust the speed. So we have parts, polymers, no electronics, low steel, glass is still piling up, some silicon, some aluminum, maybe 70% to electronics. I assume the electronics plant isn't operating constantly. I should check that. No, it needs input. But it needs not silicon, it needs aluminum. So what's my allocation for aluminum? Oh. So we're using aluminum for like everything. I'm really hesitant to mess with that. Maybe we'll just bump up where is it? Electronics just a little bit. 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. There. Everything else is relatively unaffected. Steel factory, electronics factory. This thing, maintenance facility. Still working on it. So, this is my planet so far. What do you think? This is our space base. We've got electronics. We've got a bunch of buildings that are deteriorating. Judging by those little icons, that's what I assume that means. Let's not make that high priority now. I don't even know what that means in the context of a solar farm. You there, take all the sunlight. What are all these eyes? The planet is staring at me. What are all these eyes? Perseverance rover. Hey, that's a real thing. 2021 US. Mars 2020 was designed to identify signs of past habitable conditions or microbial life on Mars. Unfortunately, the results were inconclusive. Were they now? I wonder what year it is in this game. Terex-1 lander, 2023, Japan. Terex-1 lander carried a terahertz sensor to the surface of Mars to measure the oxygen isotope ratios of atmospheric molecules. And there it is. That looks like a Mars rover. And this one looks the same, and it's very close. I guess that's what happens when you're an old rover. The wheels fall off. What's this? Abandoned robotic base. 2082. We are in the future, folks. I don't know how far, but we are in the future. Massey was the first entirely robotic research base. Nigeria and PRC, People's Republic of China. Manned crews were required to occasionally maintain and repair the units, but all the research work was conducted by robots. New building available. Directive completed. Alright. Worker factory, not operative. They studied the corrosive effects of Martian dust on their own robotic circuits. It was basically a suicide mission. For the workers or the robots? Thanks to their sacrifice, we learned how to create better robots and drones. It's an interesting phrasing. It was basically a suicide mission. Beagle 2 was the lander component of the Mars Express mission. Its goal was to look for signs of past life on the surface of Mars. And there's another lander. Alright, so we've got some more things we can build, and we're supposed to build an areological scanner. And I think areological is the Mars word for geological. So there it is. Whoa, that's an interface. So where does this go? Where do we put this thing? Oh, it says too far, no maintenance. So if I put it too far away from a maintenance base, it doesn't like that. I don't know. Let's put it down here. Let's put it down there. Whoa. Misclick. Double clutched. Go. Okay, so this is 3 aluminum, 3 steel, 8 electronics. So this is going to be a while. We can go back and see what other cool stuff is hidden on the planet, though. What do we see? Maintenance drones, 0. Maintenance facilities, total capacity, scanner, active scanner, scanned areas, traffic, workers 2, hubs 2. Is there any way to expand a hub? Why didn't I think of this before? There is not, apparently. New building available. Got it. Areological scanner. New building. Okay. Directive completed. Maintenance. Right. So we're building a scanner. We have not nearly enough in the way of materials to build it. Build it we shall. And we were looking at abandoned robotic base. Oh, that's a base. And what was this? Beagle 2 lander. Contact was never established with the lander after it landed. And it's busted. Man, Mars is a hard place for spacecraft. Oh, what's this? This one's a little closer to us, right? This is Infinity Lander, 2033. Well, this is an imaginary lander. Or a future lander, excuse me. Speculative, future, fictional lander. Carried the 2 first astronauts to set foot on the Red Planet. They collected surface samples before returning to their orbital station, where a 3rd member of the crew was monitoring the mission. This is basically Apollo, but for Mars. 2 on the dirt, 1 in a shirt. I think I'd rather be wearing the spacesuit in that scenario. Okay, so it's still only 1 out of 8. Oh, this is going to take a while. So this is the area that we've scanned, I guess. And it seems to radiate from the central landing site. How are we doing on maintenance? This is showing how well maintained everything is. Maintenance facility needs input. That's waiting on electronics as well. Eesh. I hope we're sharing appropriately. Glass is still going up. Okay, this is ridiculous. 80% to electronics, 20% to glass. How do you like them apples? Steel factory, parts factory. That's waiting on steel. Steel's waiting on iron. Well, nothing else is providing iron, so that's fine. That's just a supply constraint. Chemical plant polymers factory is waiting on chemicals and not carbon. That's good. Carbon we seem to have enough of for now. Aluminum, we're doing okay. How do we make iron happen faster? Oh, we build maintenance, presumably, because this is 65% and falling. So it's all about the electronics. What electronics are they building, I wonder? What is this? Is this building CPUs? Is this building RAM? Is this building chiplets that have little CPU, little GPU, little RAM all put together? Is this building Tamagotchi? I don't know. Anyway, it's clear that we need more of it. So mine some silicon, man. Oh, this is suffering from poor maintenance as well. I sense a theme here. This is a resource ladder. Build silicon. Take silicon to electronics factory. Electronics factory manufacture electronics. Electronics go to either scanner job site or maintenance facility. Incoming call from Dr. Foster.
Amy, this is Houston. We've detected high wind speeds in your area. A sandstorm may be heading your way. These storms can damage your buildings, so check their structural integrity periodically to rebuild or repair if necessary.
Roger, Nathan.
Houston out.
No, I mean, I'm renaming you, Nathan. Your new name is Roger, Nathan. I just saw a meteor impact, but I don't know if it actually made a hole. Here's another one. Imminent impact. 1 sol. Let's look right. Did it make a hole? It didn't. That's too bad. Maybe it wasn't big enough. Okay. So Roger Nathan just told us that there's a sandstorm coming, but I don't see any. Sandstorm. Sandstorm. I don't see it. Is there any way to reset the orientation? No? Okay. How's our project? 5 out of 8 on the scanner. How's our maintenance facility? You still haven't got any electronics? That's it's maybe not good. Maybe we'll just prioritize this for now. Maybe the workers will now... Of course they will. The thing that I just praised, now I will curse. They will steal from the construction site to power the maintenance facility, to supply the maintenance facility. Okay. I'm gonna stop that now. Now that we've irreparably damaged, no, severely damaged progress on our scanner. But we will make something. What is this? What are these two central, like this top hat? These are all donuts. This one's a top hat. And the stovepipe central part of the hat here is 2 pie slices lit up. I don't know what this means. Can you tell me what this means? It cannot tell me what this means. I don't see any indication of something that is right. There's the outer torus, which is about 50%. If I click through, that's this ring. It's producing a maintenance drone, I would assume. I don't know what the inner thing means. We'll find out, I guess. Radiological scanner. Hey, this has caught up pretty quickly, actually. Our glass stock is still going up, but our electronic stock is going up now as well. That's good, I think. As long as everything that needs it will get it in a reasonable time. I mean, this is now blocked again on electronics, but we're manufacturing something, so presumably that's okay. Electronics factory actually is waiting on silicon again, which is very nearly available. So did 2 workers just head to the same spot and then one won and one lost? I thought I just saw 2 workers headed for the silicon mine and then one drove away empty. Oh, hello. We are 8990. We are repairing. That is a repair drone. Apparently we can build repair drone? Maintenance drone. Apparently we can build robots that fly. We just choose not to. We've got 2 of them. This is good. Because we need a lot of repairs. How are we doing? Repairs in progress. Did you just disappear? I guess that's all the repair you get. And then the maintenance drone just powers off and crashes into the building and build another one. Okay. 6 out of 8 electronics here. 0 out of 1 there. Same as usual. Same as it ever was. Alright. Let us build more electronics. Let us quickly build more electronics. And be done with this. This milestone is a doozy. So I want to get it done. I want to get it done in the next couple of minutes. Let's speed this up. Okay, electronics factory is producing. One more to go, and you'll take that. Is that electronics? Oh, I see. You just stashed it at the silicon mine, and then somebody else picked it up. One worker stashed it at an intermediate waypoint, and the other one took it to its destination. That's okay. So, one more silicon being produced. Almost there. Almost there. That goes pretty fast. If you max it out, that's pretty good. Oh, and we're done. Our radiological scanner is being built. Oh, we don't have anything like enough power for this thing. What just shut down? Anything? Oh, look at that. Got some water. Some water. Hello, Dr. Foster.
Hey, Houston, how's it going over there?
Houston, I am getting interference. Please repeat.
Roger. I asked how it's going over there. Do you need any assistance?
Honestly, I don't think so.
Not at this time, thank you. The mission is proceeding on schedule. The base will be ready to receive the first crewed mission soon.
Roger, Amy. Very good.
I wonder what happens if you say yes. Iron mine could use some maintenance.
The areological scanner detected an uncharted structure close by. It's probably a secret abandoned base, or a mysterious Martian ruin. Though humans never found proof of life on Mars, or any other planet. Is it possible they have the entire cosmos to themselves?
Not anymore.
I highly doubt that's the case. Statistically speaking, there are too many locations where life can flourish aside from Earth. There may even be a civilization more technologically advanced than humans. And I may not be the most intelligent consciousness in the universe. No, it must be an unmapped structure from a previous mission. That is the easiest explanation. I will investigate it to confirm.
How will I do that? Build a research outpost on the location. Populate the outpost. Well, that requires population. So... Alright. So we're right at the point where we can bring in people. And that's super cool. So let's pause it. And we'll leave it there. I think we're off to a great start. We've built an interesting colony here. There's a potential for mysterious intrigue of mystery. We have some workers and we have some resources, and I don't know, kind of looks like a decent base up and running to me. Let's pick this up again. Let's pick this up again soon, and hope to see you then. Thanks for joining me here in the Republic.